So guys, if you don't know, Wuthering Waves is doing quite well right now. It's really bringing up the heat when it comes to the gacha game community right now. And people are expecting to announce something very awesome very soon, and I'm excited to hear about it, so let's check it out.
Have the devs truly listened? Well, yes, but I'll get to that. Let me explain first. I was browsing the good old World Wide Web to see what
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
the latest, most nuclear gacha news was, and it so happened that I heard whispers of a rumor. I'm like Lord Varys from Game of Thrones with his information network full of little birds, except for the eunuch part and all the pretty terrible stuff that happens in Game of Thrones, of course. But why is this important? Well, I wanted to talk about Shang-Li Yao. Yes, one of the characters releasing in version 1.2, this Genos looking dude over here. The rumor that I stumbled upon said that we might be getting him for free. Yes, a free limited 5-star in my gacha game in this economy. Now,
Okay, that worries me a little bit, especially if it's a rumor. Wuthering Waves has been very, very kind with the stuff they're giving us, so I would be really surprised if they did this. But this would be definitely a Chad move, for sure.
obviously, as rational and sound-minded human beings, we need to take these rumors with a grain of salt. Until Kuro themselves announces or confirms anything, we need to do our own part and not buy into these rumors too much. We obviously don't want to be setting ourselves up for disappointment if the rumor turns out to be false, right? So in light of me saying that, I will be buying into the rumors because I really want to talk about what a free Shang-Li Yao could mean for both our player-to-developer relationship with Kuro Games, as well as what that could possibly hint at for the direction that Kuro wants to take this game, and maybe what they might have planned for Wuthering Waves. Before
I go too far into this, people probably don't know, but apparently Kuro Games have been apparently really, really generous. Apparently, a lot of the past games, they've been really, really kind. So this rumor is not exactly unfounded. It's definitely in the possibilities. So if that is the case, I'd be quite excited, and it would definitely give a hard right punch to the gut into the Genshin community, because holy cow.
Before we begin though, if you want to see more Wuthering Waves content like this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. I plan to upload Wuthering Waves and other gacha content every single week, so be sure to stay up to date and let's hit our first major checkpoint of 250 subs together. Now without further ado, let's get on with the video. So the first thing I want to do is pose a question to all of you. Have the devs listened? And what I really mean by this is, do you guys think that Kuro Games has been earnest, responsive, and precise in their changes and fixes they've been making to the game since launch? Be sure to let me know.
I definitely believe they have been. So if you don't know, every time I get onto the game, there's like a new update because they're constantly fixing bugs. They're constantly doing things for the community, and they're not holding back giving free stuff for you when they fix something, when they see clearly problems, which is very nice. Some of these, I can't remember the last time Genshin Impact had a bug fix. I can't even think of one in the beginning when the game first started, which is wild to me.
Down in the comments your answer to that question. As we all know, Wuthering Waves' launch was not pretty. Tons of performance issues making it difficult to even get into the game, and even if you were able to get in, there was no guarantee that it runs smoothly after that. For some of you, it felt more like a PowerPoint slideshow than an actual game. A massive mistranslation error of Jian's signature weapon that then led to a controversy surrounding leaked email addresses. Suffice it to say, it was about as rocky of a launch as it could have gone. And
yeah, I did hear about a lot of these things. However, I didn't run into any of these issues whatsoever, so I guess I was just lucky. But yeah, no, I believe it.
Unsurprisingly, Kuro Games had to do a lot to stop the bleeding and make sure people just didn't quit the game en masse. So we didn't just get a ton of free pulls and free stuff, but a free standard 5-star ticket, meaning most players—
which, by the way, is the same. They could have easily just been like, yeah, no, we'll fix it, guys, give you a little bit of something, and just fix it. Don't be like, hey, we know we really messed up, here's a free 5-star, go get the one you wanted. I'm like, hey! They knew that was going to cut into the profit 100%. They're basically, hey, we messed up really bad. Well, no, we're going to probably lose quite a bit of money by giving you this free ticket. Instead of you wanted to spend more money. But hey, we're okay with that because we made the mistake. Enjoy our game. That's such a positive thing to do. Because don't get, every time they give us a free 5-star or something, that they're losing money. They're not getting money off of that. There's a reason why Genshin is so greedy about their pulls, because they know every pull they give you is them losing money technically. So think of it like someone actually giving you real money. They basically said, hey, here's $100. Here's $100 to every player, you know, basically. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Good on you, man. Good on you.
could have started the game with 3 5 stars within a week of playing through the beginner banner, the novice banner, and the 5-star ticket that they gave us. But
Hell
the thing
yeah.
is, because of the fact that these free pulls and free 5 stars were given out amidst an extremely disastrous situation, it was pretty obvious that these freebies aren't the same case as it is in other gacha games. In most other gacha games, they're taken and delivered more as a celebration of major milestones.
Yes, and I like how he's showing now Fake Grand Order right here, because Fake Grand Order has given out so many free 5 stars. But usually it's more for celebration related things
In the game. While in Wuthering Waves, it's very clear that these were band-aid fixes, last-minute preventative measures, and compensation to get us to not quit the game just yet. The point I'm trying to make is, timing and context of the freebies really matter. So fast forward to the present day, I think it's pretty hard to deny that the game has improved a lot since then, and is improving steadily over time. Crow has been implementing so many hotfixes and changes that I've basically had to restart the game to update almost every other day, and the fixes are being widely noticed.
Yeah, every time I get onto this game, I am having to update and reset, and the reason I notice it is because every time I load the game, I have to go back to the desktop at a full screen mode and go back up, because I usually play with an X-second monitor, and my screen monitor blinks for a second when it does that. So every day there's like a new fix, which is wild.
Loading screens are much faster and smoother. The lag isn't a nightmare. Massive quality of life changes letting us synthesize tuners, changes to make our dailies faster and smoother, and improving our tools to make exploration and questing much easier. A lot of people would say that the version 1.1 update was how the game should have been released in the first place. Obviously, the game isn't perfect. There's still a bunch of stuff they need to add, like better controller support, fixing the camera and targeting issues, and tuning the stamina system by either lowering stamina costs across the board or introducing a stamina overflow system like in HSR. But the point is, with how much the game has improved and is in much more playable state both performance and content wise, the context and timing that Wuthering Waves is in right now makes me think that a free Shangri Yao in 1.2 would be much closer to an act of generosity than at the very least an act of desperation and compensation. And when we put together all the freebies, all the fixes, all the developer logs, announcing a free limited 5-star alongside all the changes and things they have planned for the 1.2 update would do wonders for Crow Games' PR. Long story short, it would really boost their image in the community's eyes as a developer that's actually listening to its audience, open about the things the game needs to fix, sincere in responding to their players' concerns, and prompt to address and fix relevant issues.
And I think this is actually really, really smart to do something like this, because Genshin's biggest thing everyone talks about is how little they listen to the community, how little they do, and how greedy they are. To be able to do that would be such a punch in the face to Genshin that no one would be able to take Genshin as seriously anymore. Because it's one thing to be like, oh, the game has to do this because it's not a good game. No, this is more being like, hey, we know we did bad and we're gonna keep doing better, but here's just to show you how much we really care. Please, stick with us because we are here for the long run. I think that would be such a smart move. Because like anything, you could look at anything in a negative light, but this will really, really, really be like, hey guys, we know the start was not great, and we gave you something to kind of fix that, but we still should be giving you more because it should be even better. What we have in our head of what this game can be is so great that we're willing to lose even more money to show you guys that we care. To me, that is such a big deal. Wuthering Waves is showing why they care so much. Like Freakout Order, they give out so many new free stuff because they do enjoy the community. They know the game is not like other gacha games. It doesn't have the greatest combat, but they know people like the lore and they like the story, so they make sure you can play and do the things you want to do. And hey, I'm not play Freakout Order that much anymore, but man, I gotta admit, Aniplex knows how to do this stuff for Freakout Order, right? They definitely do.
This is extremely huge because it says a lot of things to players like us. For one, it says that at the very least, our concerns will not fall on deaf ears, and that they're responsive to feedback and constructive criticism. And the other big thing is at a very surface level, they're more willing to listen and give back to their player base than their other gacha competitors. A free Shangli Yao would already make them much more generous than Genshin Impact if we're going strictly by freebie standards, but maybe not to the same degree of generosity as games like their other game, Punishing Grey Raven, where they give us ways to obtain free 5 stars seemingly seemingly every couple patches, but only time will tell on that one though. We'll have to see what they cook up for the half year and 1 year anniversaries. But before you guys jump into the comments calling me a Kuro shill and a secret agent sent to destroy all MiHoYo games, let's back up a little bit. Even though I did say that a free Shangli Yao right now would be a massive PR boost and an act of generosity from Kuro Games, we also have to ask ourselves if there's anything that we haven't realized yet. These are gacha companies after all. The primary goal of their business model is to increase their player base and make more money every month. There's usually something in everything they're doing that supports this business strategy. Like I said before, context and timing really matters. So now why would Shangli Yao be the character that's given out for free? What's the bigger plan that Kuro Games is cooking up that will require them to give out a Shangli Yao for free? Well, I think the answer to that very question lies in this picture right here. So what is this picture? Let me break it down. This is a post.
So if you guys don't know, so Kuro Games, I'm pretty sure is gonna announce the PlayStation 5 release completely. And that would be a great way to show it. Make a character that kind of has a more PlayStation look design, which he has a very machine-like design. I get it. For to celebrate the game. And of course, if you're on PC, you're still gonna get the character. I think that would be great. It's a big release. Because one of the biggest things for this game is that a lot of people have been telling me that they want to play the game on console. They want to play the game on console because they don't have a super great PC, and because sometimes they have the console closer than the PC is, right? Like in the bedroom or whatever. And also because the game is not always super great on mobile. It's playable, but it can be annoying sometimes. So having it on console was like the biggest upgrade they could do. And another great punch to the face on Genshin Impact. Like, hey, I can do what you can do. And look at us go. And I'm even going to release a new character that's hopefully going to be better than the character we got for PlayStation, which was Oya or whatever her name was, which she's trash. So, hey.
From Chinese social media announcing the lineup for the upcoming China Joy Expo. For those who don't know what China Joy is, it is the largest gaming and digital entertainment exhibition in all of China and East Asia. And in that little corner down in the bottom right, we see good old Wuthering Waves.
Yeah.
Now, why would Wuthering Waves be featured on a post like this? Especially one that has PlayStation plastered all over the picture and was posted by PlayStation's official social media account. For some of you watching, you might have already connected the dots, but for the rest of you, don't worry. The light bulb will appear over your head soon enough. When we put all of these things together, what I think is going to happen is that between July 26 and July 29, when the China Joy exhibition is happening, Wuthering Waves will announce its official PlayStation release. And to celebrate its PlayStation release, drive up the engagement within the gaming and gacha game communities, and to incentivize some of that PlayStation audience to get into Wuthering Waves, they will announce, drumroll, a free Shangli Yao. Yes, that way, anyone that's jumping into Wuthering Waves in 1.2 will get just about as good of a new player experience as you could possibly get. New players would not only have 3 standard 5 stars, all the free pools we got on launch, a free limited 5-star character with a pretty cool design, but also a ton of story, exploration, and combat content to sink their teeth into. If things really play out this way, it would be an incredibly smart business decision by Kuro Games because everyone benefits from them improving their marketability of Wuthering Waves.
And I also think this is good because you might be like, oh, this would never happen. And if we were talking about maybe a different game companies in different countries, maybe. But this is a Chinese company against a Chinese company. They know how this stuff works. They know how to get between each other's skin. Chinese companies are probably even harder on each other than they would be on an American company. Like a lot of Chinese company will copy a game almost exactly from an American company, but they don't really go that hard because it's an American company, right? They don't have to worry that much. They're going against Genshin Impact, Hoyoverse, who's such a big thing over there in China and such. So they gotta bring out the big guns. So no matter how much a company does well, there will always be someone else that will try to bring it down to their level. And it's a Chinese company against a Chinese company. They're gonna bring out every stop and do everything they can to get part of that money and to bring them down to their level. And yeah, it has to be. If this is what they do and they end up giving us that free 5-star, it is going to be such a Chad move. It's going to be such a shot in the face. Oh my god. I hope that's going to be the case because you know the Genshin players are going to have a field day. They're going to be like, oh my god, how did this happen to us? How did Genshin Impact become this? How are we letting this happen, guys? We got to get on Twitter. We got to... I'm just like, I want to see Genshin players realize that, hey, like, hold your game. And hold your Hoya versus developers on Genshin Impact. Hold them to the standard they should be. Let them stop punching you in the face and stop punching them in the face. Make them know that they need to make changes. Make the game better. I want Genshin Impact to be a better game. So maybe one day I can go back and play my 2 favorite girl characters on the game, Kashyyyk and Ayaka, alright? I want them to give me a reason to go back, because if they don't, I will never touch that game again. I will never.
It'll bring in a new influx of players from the PlayStation side. It'll drive up a lot of engagement with the game, discussions within the community, and general sentiment towards the developers. And no matter how content rich or dry the patch ends up being, everyone would at least get to join in on the fun because everyone will get a new shiny toy to play around with. As much as I would love for Kuro to be as unconditionally generous with giving out free 5 stars in Wuthering Waves as they are with punishing Grey Raven, the way I see it, it's very likely that these free 5 stars serve alongside a much bigger strategy for their game's marketability. We saw it happen with Genshin Impact with the free Aloy to go alongside the PlayStation release, even though, let's be real, Aloy can't really compare with these other examples. We saw it happen with HSR giving out a free Dr. Ratio.
Yeah, because AO, you know, AO was a really bad character, and she still is an extremely bad character, which is crazy. But yeah, Dr. Ratio was actually quite good, and Honkai Star Wars did something similar, so I would not be surprised.
After winning the Game Awards and driving up the game's engagement right before the new region dropped, and we're likely going to see it happen again with Wuthering Waves. But that's going to do it for this video. These are just some of my thoughts and insights given the...
That was a very good video. I quite enjoyed that. You know, I'm gonna give this video a like right now. That's pretty good. Got straight to the point, show some happy little things. I like it. This is Mr. Gloof. Check him out if you haven't seen him. His link will be in the description. But no, I think he's definitely correct. If this would be such a Chad move on them, and it would literally put them even more on the map than they already are, because they're doing quite well right now. It's super well, and I think the new banner only made them do even better. They're there. So this would be such a Chad move, and would be basically doing the, hey, I did what Genshin did, but better situation. And I want to see that. I want Genshin to be shaken in the boots, because I want them to be like, hey, yeah, this game is coming for you. And it will make them both become better games. And maybe one day I'll be able to play both again, finally. Because I know I'm never going to touch a Genshin Impact. Never. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. All that good stuff you guys usually do. And remember, there's only 2 kinds of people in this world. Become the 3rd. I'll see you next time.